Good thing we covered up rejecting Andretti with that Hamilton to Ferrari news.
Gentlemen, as you can see by this graph, the amount of overtakes last year sucked.
Well, we could always add more sprint races.
Ryan, you are banned from these meetings. Anyways, as I was saying, I've got the solution. In this video, I've added infinite DRS to F1 23. This means you can use DRS anywhere you want on the track as long as you are within 1 second of the car in front. Please use at your own risk. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the video. We're also going to be using the 2024 liveries made by Venturi. Link will be in the description. Now, the first thing on everyone's minds is, can we take it flat through cops with the DRS open? And it looks like we can. Unless you're side by side with Hamilton, of course. Whoa, this car's more unstable than Christian Horner's career at the moment. Alright, it's time to jump into our first race. We're going to be driving for the Stake F1 team. Andretti brings no value to F1, but Stake sure does bring value to my plate. Infinite DRS is really going to raise the stakes. Wait, don't touch the grass, don't touch the... Hey guys, welcome back to the Italian Grand Prix. I guess you could call that turn one a mistake. All we're going to do is last to lap 3, and then the DRS gets activated. Here we go, it's finally happening. Gonna attempt to use DRS through a scary chicane. And we just managed to squeeze through there without losing the rear end. Without Steiner, Haas is going to have more of an identity crisis than the carbon fiber liveries this year. I gotta say, with this mod, there's already been a lot more battling. With infinite DRS, nothing's going to drag me down. This is better than any idea F1 would have came up with.
Let's add more street circuits. Yeah, that'll keep the fans happy.
I wouldn't worry too much about Stake though. Before you know it, they'll be out of here. This game never fails to amaze me. I guess that gamble didn't pay off. You get it? Because they're a gambling company? Oh, well, that didn't last long, did it? All the teams seem to be copying Red Bull, but the main difference is Steak is my food after it's been cooked. The main challenge here is that everyone else also has DRS, so it's making it not as easy to overtake as I would have expected. The hardest thing is just trying to remember to activate DRS after I press the brakes, but here we go. We got a decent run on Norris, and then on the back of Ocon, we might be able to pick up a few positions here to the end of the race. We're going to dive bomb Stroll and almost at the back of Hulkenberg there, and we're lucky to not lose the back end. Ocon seems to have lost the back end though. And we're going to come across the line in P9. You thought I was done there, but now I've transformed the DRS into a propeller to make the DRS 50% more effective with less drag. Now, this is what Bahrain testing should be used for. Now, we're here in Japan, obviously, for one reason.
130R.
Alright, let's find out how good this mod is at breaking the wind. Alright, looks like we are off to a good start, but the DRS won't activate until lap 3 as usual. And then we'll be able to use it for the whole track once it's activated. Alright, it's now lap 3 and it's time to dispose of Sainz just like Ferrari did. I guess it's time for you to sign a new contract. Great, now because we overtook him, we fell out of the 1 second just before we went through 130R. So now we've got DRS, and you can see now that the flap is propelling us forward, and this might be up there with one of the stupidest mods I've ever made. Speaking of the man himself, we've got Hamilton up next, and because it looks like he's not going to win this race, he's going to jump ship to Ferrari, which makes perfect sense. I can't imagine a more stress-free and relaxing place to end your career at. Oh yeah, they've also got excellent strategy calls at Ferrari. Anyways, we're going through 130R with the flap propelling us forward, so there you have it. We can go through 130R flat with DRS open, and the car is completely planted through there, so it was easy peasy, to be honest. And we might be able to pick up one last position before we cross that finish line. I think Perez might be just a bit too far ahead, and he's also got that propeller open, so we won't have an advantage over him to cross the finish line in P7. It's going to be P8, and let's jump on to the next track. But first, a quick word from Moza. The SGP sequential shifter is coming out very soon, and it is the perfect piece of kit to add to your rig if you're looking to do drifting or rally. For $129 US, it provides awesome build quality, practically made out of complete metal with 2 mechanical buttons, from which you can customize the colors, and you can also customize the height of the shifter. Not only this, but it has an industry standard thread, meaning you could use aftermarket shift knobs that you can also use in your own car. I've been having a lot of fun with this so far, and if you'd like to pre-order this awesome piece of equipment, there'll be a link in the description. Now let's jump back to the video. I think everybody wants to see the DRS going up Eau Rouge and Radion, so that's what we're here for in Spa. Whoa, we're gonna watch out for that V-carb car. Sounds like some kind of weight loss program created by Vort from The Boys. No way, I was only joking. Hey guys, welcome back to the Belgian Grand Prix. Just gonna sweep that one under the rug just like F1 did to Andretti. DRS has now been activated. Hopefully this can propel me into first place. I'm about to perform the average science move on Piastri into turn 1. It looks like we have Verstappen up next, and we absolutely did not need to lift through Blanchimont. Red Bull's actually donated some parts to RB this year in hopes of an actual championship fight. They got bored of dominating last year, so now they're creating a fight for themselves. We're gonna try and dive bomb Leclerc just before the race ends. Well, I think we can all agree that he just turned in on me. Look at this cameraman. He knows exactly what's about to go down. We are here in Qatar because it has some of the highest speed corners to use DRS open through. Look at Ricardo back there getting the most Mark Webber race start that I've ever seen. But so far, so... Also, it's mandatory to hit the subscribe button. Gonna throw the dummy on Ocon here and try and go all the way around the outside. And it looks like that's actually worked and I've pulled that one off. DRS has now been activated even for the final corner if you're brave enough, but I'm going to choose not to spin out and activate it now as we are making the move on science up to P11. The hardest habit to pick up is to activate the DRS as soon as you get off the brakes, because every time you hit that brake pedal, it will deactivate the DRS, but all the way through here, we have it wide open, but we will have to just dab the brakes a little bit into this double right-hander, and then we activate it on the exit, making sure that the rear is still planted as we try to go around the outside of Norris, but nothing is going to happen this time around. Leaving the DRS open through this really bumpy left-hander, it's very risky because it's so easy to lose the rear ender, as Science is looking to make a move on us as well. And we're going to try and keep the DRS open the whole way through this third sector. I lost the rear a little bit there, so I ran wide. Norris also has the DRS open, and I just used the downshift instead of the brakes to make sure that we don't deactivate the DRS. Norris also has the DRS open on the car in front, so it makes it a bit harder to overtake, but we do have some overspeed with that slipstream, and we're going to go up the inside of turn 1 as a 0. Yellow flag, that is, I think it's Verstappen. Verstappen's out of this race, but let's be real, that's probably the only reason why Verstappen would lose a race in that Red Bull. Trying to chase down Gasly, but I think we've just got way too much downforce running on this car.
Get your ass back here!
I think it's just going to stop us progressing any further, and if anything, Norris seems to be attacking us right now as we run a little bit wide through that fast right-hander that usually you can take flat out, but with DRS you just have that much more speed that are making a lot more mistakes. Bringing it across the line in P9, and then we are off to Silverstone. Alrighty, this will be interesting to see how the AI tackle maggots and Beckett's and cops with the DRS open if they can. It's been a decent start from us. We picked up 2 positions. Oh no! POV, the year is 2034, and this is the last remaining non-street circuit. Also, if you have any other ideas for mods, let me know in the comment section below. It is now lap 3, and that means the DRS has now been activated, and we are trying to catch Stroll, who is immediately in front of us with also the DRS open, so we're not exactly gaining as much as you would expect down this straight. But listen to that engine screaming. Because there's way less drag, it means that the engine can run to higher revs. We're still all over the back of Stroll, and now we have a potential opportunity heading into turn 1. It'll be really interesting to see if the AI and ourselves can leave the DRS open through turn 1 and turn 2. Both of us managed to get through there really easily. The cars just have so much downforce that through so many of these high-speed corners, it just doesn't even disturb the rear end of the car. Opening the DRS halfway through Luffield, and the car is just hanging on with the rear end there. Looking to make a move on Leclerc through cops, but I think I'll choose not to Hamilton him. And we might actually have a chance to make a move on him through the S's here, as there's a yellow flag. I don't know what that's for. This car... Oh my god! I think the DRS may have caused this incident. That's why I added the disclaimer at the start of this video. Please use at your own risk. But it looks like Hamilton still has the DRS open somehow. He's cheated the system because yellow flag would have disabled the DRS. And it looks like there's even more casualties further back. We have 1 more lap to go, so we actually still have a chance of winning this as long as we can get the DRS on Hamilton again. DRS has been reactivated, albeit through the worst part of the track you could possibly use DRS though. We're going to propeller our way closer to Hamilton. We're now within striking distance, but it's always extremely difficult to make a move through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel if ever it's possible. Unless you're Verstappen in the rain, then by all means it's definitely possible. The cars behind us have had a crash, and Leclerc, Stroll and George Russell are now out of the race, and we are rapidly approaching Hamilton, going to dive bomb through Stowe Corner. and that is us up into P2. We just didn't have enough time to catch Verstappen, as it's always inevitable that he's going to win anyways, but not a bad effort to bring it home in P2 after starting near the back. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in a brand new one.